5 steps to save for your down payment on your home. Hey everyone, it's Tim from Arizona, and you probably know by now, but I'm a mortgage broker, and we're probably about to see one of the biggest housing opportunities in real estate coming up in the next year or two. We finally saw that first little inflection point down, which means it's time to start thinking about buying. So if you have thought about buying, but you want to know where to start, then this video is totally for you. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so what are the 5 steps? Step number 1, we're going to create a budget. Now, I know this seems like really boring and you probably heard this all before, and you're like, yeah, but Tim, we know, we've heard you're supposed to save like 15% of your income, right? No, we're not talking about that. That's kind of like a retirement account. Today, what we're going to talk about is creating something that changes on a daily basis. Okay, you need to create a spreadsheet and label all of your columns to include all the income that you bring in after taxes. Then we want to look at what do we spend every single month on these things like going out to eat, or energy, or gas, or a cell phone bill, or any of these things that we need, okay? And you can also use an app like mint.com if you want to use an app, and they can actually comb through all your bank statements as well as give you credit scores and help you create a budget right there. So either way that you do it is okay. As long as you're doing this for 2 hours per month, then you're spending time caring about your money. Trust me, it's going to empower you. You're going to find out where all the money is going that you're bringing in, and you're going to be able to figure out step number 2, which is cutting back on costs. Now that you've been empowered to know your numbers, let's start cutting some of them out. Like, do we need to go out to eat 4 nights if that's what we're doing? That's what I was doing. Or at the time I had DirecTV, and Netflix was brand new. So I cut out DirecTV. It's little things like that that you can cut out. Maybe you look at it and you go, hey, I'm making 25 bucks an hour. And every time I go to Starbucks, that's like $6 or $7. That's like 15 minutes of me having to be at work. Then you might think of it differently, like, well, what if I make that at home? How much money could I save per year, right? It's just looking at these little things that are the big difference between those who are rich and wealthy and those who are barely making it. Now you're in a place where you've completed the 2 hardest steps, but by taking these steps, I promise it's going to change your life. It's going to also help you see where you can cut back and save. All right, step number 3 is going to be automate your savings. Now, put a goal in mind of what you need to save. Generally speaking, you're going to need at least 3 to 3.5% of the purchase price of the home if you're a first-time buyer, or 5%, everybody's a little different. So let's say that you figure out that, hey, I need to save up $12,000 for my down payment. Great, you need to save up $12,000. And what's the time frame we want to do this? Well, we're going to do it fast. Like you said, Tim, we're going to go fast, right? We're going to go down to 6 months. So what do we need to do? We need to break it down. We need 12 grand saved within the next 6 months. That means I've got to save another 2 grand per month for 6 months in order just to have the down payment for the home. Now, it's always wise to also have 3 months of reserves after you close in your savings account just to cover your survival number. Think of that survival number as the total debts that must be paid each month, including your mortgage, your food. Yep, you guessed it. That's going to bring us right into step number 4, which is get a side hustle. That's right. A lot of people are making really good money doing something like Fiverr.com or driving for Uber Eats or DoorDash. So first thing we want to do is take what number we came up with in our budget, okay? Once we figure out how much we could save off of our budget, so let's say we were able to save $900 per month, right? We know we needed to get to 2 grand, so we're short by 1,100. So that means now we're gonna have to figure out how to pick up a little bit of extra cash by doing something on the side where you can make extra cash to save up. So let's say you need that $1,100 per month. You can go to like Fiverr if you're good with computer graphics, or you can go to a place like Uber Eats and you can drive. All of these things are kind of like on the side hustles, but they can make some quick cash, and they're not so bad if you only have to do it part-time just to save up cash for the down payment. Trust me, it'll be worth it in the long run. All right, and finally, step number 5. Now that you know your survival number because you've been doing your budget and you've been staying on track with that every single month, you're spending at least 2 hours per month on it, we're gonna make sure that let's save an additional 3 months reserves prior to buying our home. Well, you might say, Tim, what are reserves? Well, this is your emergency fund, or as I like to call it, my just in case fund. See, you'll need this just in case something comes up. Something breaks in the house, you lose your job, something unpredictable happens. We want you to have 3 months of savings after you close, meaning after you spend the 12 grand that you put down. We want you to have 3 months of savings. It's not necessary, it's not 100% necessary. What I'm telling you is some recommendations as a home buyer myself. And finally, let's make sure that most of your debts are paid off. At least make sure that all of your credit cards and revolving debts are paid down. All right, now that we've got all the money saved, what are we gonna do? Now it's time to reach out for your loan officer in the state that you live in so you can start the pre-approval process. And now congratulations, you're on your way to buying your first home and locked in that fixed monthly payment, because we all know that rent ain't fixed these days, is it? All right, folks, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Hit that notification bell as well. We'll see you in the next one.